Hi, I'm Larry, and this is Dad What's for Dinner. And today, What's for Dinner is Texas-style chili. So, I live in Texas. I was born in Texas. Wasn't necessarily raised in Texas, but hey, that's a whole nother story for another day. We're going to be making Texas-style chili, which means no beans. If you want to put beans in your chili, you can, but it's not Texas-style chili at that point. And I know there's a whole big argument about chili with beans, chili without beans, but today we're making it without beans. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so the first thing that we need to do is get a big frying pan, turn the heat on, and this is 1/3 cup of olive oil. We're just going to pour that in there. Get that oil heated up. Just it'll take it a minute or two to get shimmering, and we'll get that ready to saute some veggies. Okay, once your oil is all hot and shimmery, we're going to take 3 medium-sized red onions that are diced and add that in there. And then along with that, we're going to take an entire head of garlic, all minced up, and 1 7-ounce can of adobo peppers, chipotle peppers in adobo sauce with the sauce included, diced up. That's the 7-ounce can. Give that a good stir. And we're going to cook this for about 10 minutes until the onions are translucent. And I really wish you guys had smell-o-vision because this smells incredible already. All right, so we'll get that going and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes and you can see that the peppers, onions, and garlic are pretty well translucent. What we're going to do here is we're just going to go ahead and take this off the heat, and we're going to put this into our slow cooker. Yeah, I forgot to mention, this is going to be a slow cooker meal. It's going to be in the crock pot all day. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, so this has been cooking for a while, and I'm going to go ahead and apologize in advance. My mic just took a dive, so my audio is not going to be the greatest, but I'll do the best I can for you. We're going to let that keep going. Okay, for those of you that haven't seen my my short about browning meat versus cooking meat, the whole idea when you see a recipe that says brown the meat, it doesn't mean cook the meat, right? You're not looking to get rid of the pink. You're looking to get, if we can get a close up here, if you can see that. That's what you're looking for when they say to brown the meat. You want that brown crust on the meat, and that's the difference between browning the meat and cooking the meat. So it really kind of depends on your preference. I don't like this to be as fine as, like, say, taco meat, but I do like to break it up some, but I still like it to be pretty chunky because this is going to be for chili. So it really kind of boils down to your preference. I mean, if you like it finer, then go ahead and break it up more. Or if you like it chunkier than this, leave it chunky. I mean, it's your chili. You can do what you want to with it. This is what I like. And we can see all those brown bits in there. And again, that's giving you a lot of extra flavor. It's that caramelization. I forget the technical term, but anyway. Get that meat all browned, and then we're going to move on to the other two meats. Okay, once your ground beef is all done, we're just going to go ahead and slide that into the pot. And then we're going to go ahead and cook our Italian sausage. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cook our Italian sausage. And just in the same pot, not clean it out or anything. The sausage that you use, I got mild because I like the sweeter flavor, but if you want the hot Italian sausage, feel free. Again, this is your chili. You can make it however you want. But it gives, having that pork in there gives it a nice contrast to the beef. And we're going to do the same thing with this meat, right? You're going to break it up and brown it, not just cook it. And again, to what size chunks that you want for your meal. Okay, so we're going to get that going and we'll be back. Okay, so same deal as the ground beef. We want to brown this sausage, not just cook it. So we're looking for the the caramelization. Starting to see a little bit there. But again, we're not just cooking the sausage, we're browning it. Okay? So something just occurred to me that, in the process of browning, it is possible to brown the meat without actually cooking it. You want to be sure, especially when you're dealing with pork, but any meat, that you actually are cooking the meat, not just browning it, because you can brown the meat and it's not cooked, like it's still raw inside. The way you get around that is you turn your heat down. So instead of like a high heat, maybe a medium or medium high, and that way you get the nice brown crust, and then you're actually cooking the meat. Although this is going to be in a slow cooker all day, so, but just as a general precaution, food safety thing, make sure you're actually cooking the meat, not just browning it. Okay, so once you got your sausage all cooked off, we're going to just go ahead and add that into the crock pot, slow cooker, whatever you want to call it, and then we're going to get on to cooking our beef. Okay, so we're going to cook up some beef. I'm freely admitting that I'm cheating here. I just got some stew meat rather than getting chuck roast and slicing it up. I know that people say that you can't necessarily trust your butcher to give you good cuts of meat when you're getting the stew meat, but hey, I'm human. So anyway, same thing. We're going to go ahead and brown this up, cook this and brown it, and get some color on it, and get it in the pot. So you might ask, why didn't I, if I'm just browning all this meat, why didn't I just throw it all into the pot at one time? You don't want to overcrowd your pan, because what ends up happening is you end up steaming the meat, and you don't get a very good brown. So you don't want to crowd your pan. So that's why I did 3 different batches. Okay, so same deal with this meat, right? You want to brown it, not just cook it. And the browning is more important at this stage because, like I said, it is going to cook in a slow cooker. But depending on your application, you do want to make sure that your meat is actually cooked through. But we're still trying to get that browning. So a couple more minutes, and then we'll go ahead and put this in the crock pot. Okay, so once you get your desired level of doneness with your beef, you're going ahead and put it into the crock pot. Make sure you get any accumulated juices in there. And then we're going to go on to final assembly here. Alright, so first thing that we're going to add in, those of you that watch the channel know this is my favorite staple pantry item, can of Rotel, just 1 can. We're going to do one 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. And then we're going to do 2 28-ounce cans of diced tomatoes. And then you can use beef stock, water. I'm going to use beer. Whatever, if you have a problem with cooking with beer, then just, like I said, you can use beef stock. Put that all in there. And then finally, 5 tablespoons of your favorite chili powder. We're going to mix this all together, and we're going to put it in the slow cooker 3 to 6 hours. Probably going to be realistically 6 hours at least. The longer it cooks, the better it's going to be. So I'm going to go ahead and get that all done, and we will see you in about 6 hours. Okay, so it's about 6 hours later. This has been cooking on low for about 6 hours. And we're going to take a look at it and see what we got going on here. That is some awesome looking Texas style chili, all meat, no beans. Here we are, all plated up and ready for dinner. This is Texas style chili. I'm Larry, this is Dad, what's for dinner, and tonight it is Texas style chili, all meat, no beans. If you like this video, please like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Take care and God bless.